chat, yes, we are going to finish off with Pew. We are gonna finish off with him. Doing the best budget 2011. Yes, it is time for the living aimbots. Oh, Atanashi, I am definitely going to be finishing. I rewrite. My body is ready, chat. How about you? Let us end the night in the best way possible. Xanax, your butt must be creaming myself. Oh yeah. I'm not, well, I'm not waiting for tonight, Braga. Drizel, trust me. You won't need the squirt bottle. I'll get wet enough as is. Oh my, did I say that out loud? I keep doing that. Oh my. It's just on cooldown Corvid.
Bang, 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 bang.
Remember chat, not a lewd tuber.
Oh my god, I think I just... Oh my god. No, Xanax, I can't take it. I can't take another one. Oh, god. Okay, we can end stream now. I'm good. Oh boy. I'm definitely gonna have to bleep that in the YouTube video. Well, I definitely need to change some aspects of my clothes, Fishfrick. Well, and that was 27 seconds in. No, Corvid, don't worry, I'm going to bleep it in post.
Apollo 11. I think we finally got a decent 1911 that's not...
She's not a lewd tuber, she says. However, she's always saying sus things. Chat.
And
gonna break the bank. This is the Apollo 11 from Live Free Armory, and these things are coming in right around 950 bucks. Which kind of makes me wonder, is this thing gonna be worth this shit? So today on PewView, I'm gonna be testing split times, recoil, accuracy, comfortability, you know, the 2011 things. But before we get started, let's go ahead and thank our sponsor, Tackpack. Tackpack is a monthly subscription service.
Okay, good. He's doing
gear to your house
okay.
Every single month.
He's doing an ad. I can cool down. Oh, hi. Okay, hang on. I have to cool down while he's doing this. Huh.
There's no way I was gonna remember that. Tackpack has two main
that rapid fire chat. Holy fuck.
Shipped, but typically has a value anywhere from 90 to 120.
Holy shit, that rapid fire.
$139.95 ship, but that typically has a value anywhere from 240 to 300.
Oh, Rygat, you gotta go? Have a good night's sleep, Rygat.
Get a free box of EDC gear worth about 60 bucks. Let's go ahead and see what you get inside one of these things.
It's one of the things that gets it, Kendrick. One of them.
A 9-bang flash grenade little tumbler thing for your juice. A Reptilia.
It's rapid fire is one thing. The other one is rope. And tape. And maybe a ball gag.
QG grip, a Kraken red dot, a Miami Vice looking shirt, AR-15 tool. These things are kind of awesome to throw in the truck. It's got literally every tool that you need for your AR-15 if it happens
Highly,
to go.
Atanashi.
If it
Highly.
does, buy a better AR. And of course, can't forget about the stickers. They are always awesome with the stickers. The next Tackpack Plus is going to have 5 new items.
Taurus, I'm actually considering it.
$244,
I am actually
also
considering it.
$140 shipped. And remember, use code PEW for your free box of EDC gear worth an extra $60, bringing your total value to $305. Go check them out. Link in the description. Let's get back to it. So let's go over some features before we start shooting this thing. So the Apollo 11's got some really nice forward serrations up here for those of you that wrap your thumb, as you should on a 2011. Some
Yes,
rear
I turned it
serrations
down
back
during
here
that.
for your fuds that like to sling this thing. Optics cut. Unfortunately, I do not believe this thing comes with a plate, so that's something you gotta buy.
You know, yard dog, he would not be shooting in the background. I would have much more useful. I would prefer he would be using his hands in a much more useful capacity. Ooh, oh, bastard! Ooh, wow, that's a visual.
Separately to be able to run a red dot on this. It's got the fish scale grips down here. Now this is a 3D printed grip, which I am not a giant fan of, but for $950, we'll take it. It's got a really nice trigger. I believe this thing's breaking right around 3 pounds. The reset is insanely good. Of course, you got your ambi safeties. It's something that I really like that they did here. Although this is a 3D printed grip, they did put a piece of aluminum right here for your hammer spring housing. So as far as features go, this thing is kind of
interesting. Oh, ACDC, have a good night. Yeah, I just caught that. He said the grips are 3D printed. Interesting. But according to Pew, that they're nice. Yes, Jameson is the last video of the night.
hitting well beyond $950. Now, a lot of people are going to think that $950 is not very cheap. That's not a very budget-friendly option. Well, this is not a Glock 19. This is a very cheap gun as far as a 1911 goes. $950 is probably the cheapest double-stack 1911 I have ever seen, and then we get into like
He's right.
Rock Island.
Yeah, like the mainstream firearms like Glocks, those you could probably get for what? I would say it's been a while since I've looked at Glock pricing in the United States, but I would say $600 to $700 for a Glock. 200-ish? 415 up? Yeah, that's okay, that sounds about right. But Glocks are seriously mass produced. They've got that refined down to a science, so they can just crank those things out fast. Whereas a 1911 is more intricate in how it's assembled. Yeah, not 1911s, because because the majority of them are single action, the manufacturing process is more difficult than Glocks. Than for a Glock. So, there's more detail work that goes into it, like with the grips, the slides, and everything else. The single action, the grip safety. That usually you get more manufacturing that goes into these, and and Glocks are mass produced. 1911s have different manufacturers. They do have different manufacturers that put their own spins on them. That means less production, and okay, Jameson, have a good night. And it's they change in the differences in production elevates the cost because they're smaller companies. They don't have such huge manufacturing plants. So, thank you, Taurus. So yeah, 1911s do cost a bit more because there's a lot of them are smaller companies than Glock.
Armory territory, them things just don't run, and they're still like $1,200. Or a Springfield Prodigy, which is a decent gun, but that's again going to be about $1,500. That's more of your entry-level style 1911. So this coming in at $950, I'm really curious to see the longevity. Again, like I said, test the accuracy, the comfortability, the recoil, the split times. I'm really curious to see how this thing is going to perform. So of course, we got to start with the build drill. We got the timer right here on the side. We're going to see how it stacks up to other guns in its class. All right, build drill, 7 yards. 118. Splits are around 0.15, 0.14. So not bad. I assume I can go quicker, but I haven't had Red Bull today, and that's my cheat code. Just gonna run this thing and test some splits here. Felt like at least a 12 in there. Yeah, we got a 12. So the splits are there. It's just a little bit of a heavier trigger than I'm used to running in a 2011. So if you got used to something like this, I think you could run it pretty damn fast. All right, now let's back up to 50.
Did chat, did I miss it? Did he say what the weight of the trigger was? I think I might have missed that. If he said, if it's, with the pound, okay, he did. I was wondering if did he say 3 pound? Okay, I was wondering if, because he said it's a bit of a heavier trigger, and so I was wondering, okay, so is this not a 2 pound trigger? And so it's a 3 pound trigger. Okay.
50, 75, 100, 140, see how many shots we can land on steel up here. All right, standing at about 45-ish yards. And
Aaron, we've seen him miss during the videos. We've 100% seen him miss during videos. He does miss, as shocking as that is.
I can't see anything, so if I miss, I have a good excuse. All right, we're at about 60.
If I miss, I have a good excuse. Pings every fucking target.
100 yards.
Fidget yards, blinded by the sun. Okay, Atsunashi, have a good night.
All right, about 120 yards, one hand. I don't even want to shoot at it. That was cool. I'm not going to be able to do that again. What is this, like 135? Yeah. Ish? 137.3 probably? I better go 2 hands for this one, huh? Okay. If I hit it on the first try, I'm just going to keep moving, because I'm sure if I send a second shot, it's going to miss. Alright, through the
Chat
trees.
Ember, our waifu, can do whatever she wants, good, bad, or very, very, very naughty.
Good night, Mannix. Have good night's sleep. Yes, Corvid, he's still hitting them.
170 yards. I'm out.
175 yards. Iron sights. Got it.
Got a little opening, a little gap right here.
He missed that first one, but god damn it, he got the second one. I don't know if he moved back though, or if he just moved angles. Kendrick, you just about cream yourself? Kendrick, I'm gonna need new panties after this.
Nice. Alright, we got the world's fanciest targets here. Piece of cardboard. And a knife to hold it.
Now that, Rax, I will need to edit one thing and one thing alone. The rest of it stays in. I've done it before.
This one's pretty long. It needs 2 knives to hold it. Alright, so over here, I'm going to try to get a decent group. Now this thing is hitting a little bit to the left. I think the front sight kind of worked loose, but try to get a decent...
Oh! Oh! That's not good. Okay, that's...
Cheer 1000 representation of Ember's imagination when PewView does PewView things.
Not wrong. Not wrong. The one thing he did say just struck me. the front sights come loose. He said that the front sight on this came loose. That's not good. But he was hitting all those long distance shots with a loose front sight. Robospartan, I just creamed my panties because PewView was hitting targets out to 175 yards. That's what happened. Yeah, well, Taurus, it depends on how the site was installed.
Run everyone, there's a tsunami incoming.
Glad. Yeah, we don't know how the front sight was installed on this, so I don't know.
Decent group over here at about 7 yards, and then I'll try some double taps over here so we can see what the return to zero is gonna look like. I gotta predict where my group is. See this right here? That's where my group's gonna go. That's where I'm gonna aim though.
Oh my god, he got it, exactly.
I kind of threw these two, but again, not really used to the 3-pound trigger. I just need all the excuses in the book, but nonetheless, pretty.
My guy! That's still almost completely in a 10 ring. Like, this man is like, if I don't get every round through the same fucking hole, I'm criticizing myself. Holy shit!
Solid looking group. All right, we'll try some double taps over here, about the same distance. I mean, that's pretty damn solid. I threw the first one because I wasn't really prepared for the recoil, but.
Oh, that little guy. I wouldn't worry about that little guy. Good enough for me. You're my man now.
After that, I was getting some pretty decent follow-ups.
Wow.
Follow-up shots has a lot to do with the long slide. It's just got a good snap down. It's got a good return to zero, especially for 950 bucks. That's just, it's got a good trigger. It's got a good return to zero. So far, I'm really impressed. I'm not trying to be one of them. It's just as
Shadow, I'm thinking I should be the one. Not him.
good, guys, but as far as like this thing goes, I would compare it a lot to a Staccato XL, just because of the long slide and the way it feels, the recoil impulse of it's very similar. If you weren't a vetted shooter and you had both of these guns sitting side by side, you probably wouldn't be able to tell much of a difference other than like build quality, because this does have a 3D printed grip. Other than that, I feel like they shoot pretty similar, and that says a lot because the XL is an excellent gun. That slide is super smooth for a $950 gun. It does not feel like a cheap 1911. This thing feels
At this point, I'm not picky. Okay, Steam Train, have a good night. Welcome, Shadow Sparta. We have cookies.
feels extremely smooth, so we gotta hit it with that good old 2011 test, the air rack. Super easy.
I missed it. I missed it. Hang on, I was looking at you guys. Let me see this.
So we gotta hit it with that good old 2011 test, the air rack. Super easy. Alright, it's flat, it's fast, it's accurate, it feels great. I think we gotta run some drills with it, so. Dalton, me and you, head to head, you pick it. What are we doing?
I say we start easy and go with a bill drill.
Just a single bill drill? Are we gonna do a transition, or just, what do you think?
Can I get a single bill drill?
A bill drill at 12 yards.
Bill drill.
138. That was pretty solid. You're at 192. You want to go again?
Yeah, I think I had a miss in there.
Boy, that's really sparking. That's like I was kind of surprised at the level of sparking. From coming from the barrel. On this one, granted the sun's going down, so you're probably able to. I'm guessing you're able to see it more, but that actually, like, when he fired.
Yeah, I think I had a miss in there.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it's because the sun is going down, you're seeing it more. It just seems like, I don't know. It could be because the ammo that they're using. Something just, it's something I can't quite put my finger on, but something stood out about it to me, and I just can't quite put my finger on what it was. But it's just something I noticed.
7, but it was good. 215. Your 6 shot was at 194. First time shooting the gun. How do you feel?
I like it a lot. I like the recoil impulse. It's probably one of the better ones I've felt, considering it's a $950 gun.
Right.
The trigger's kind of heavy, but it's not terrible.
I mean, good thing about 1911s is that you can adjust them to your liking.
Exactly. If you're half a gunsmith, you can tear it apart and adjust it out.
All right, now we're gonna do Dalton's kryptonite here. Some transitions. Let's go 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and then 1 on both of these targets in the middle. 174. I mean, that was a good run. That was at 289. All right, we got a decent amount of ammo through this thing today. I'd say we're over 500 rounds. They're super dirty, as you can see. Still running like a champ. I did add some oil to this, around 200 rounds, just because it was getting a little bit sluggish. But other than that, this thing is running fantastic. I like the gun. It does not feel like a $950 gun. I feel like I've said that multiple times, but it is true. This feels like a high quality 1911. I'm going to get a plate for this and stick a red dot on it. Maybe a X300 or something to mimic the rest of my 1911 collection, because this is a solid gun and I'm going to be bringing it back out to the range. Although I do...
Well, it's always important to make sure you use the appropriate amount of lube. Absolutely. Lubrication is very important. And I appreciate a man who understands the importance of lubrication.
Like the high-vis front sight right here and the blacked out rear. That's how I prefer my iron sights, so good on them for putting them things on from the factory. All in all, I think it's a solid option, especially for $950. I can't stress that enough. That is stupid cheap for the amount of gun you get. This thing is awesome.
Fair point,
Dalton,
baby
how do you
Jeebus.
feel about it?
I would absolutely spend my money on this, for sure. The fact that it comes cut already, like, yeah, you probably have to get a plate, but you have to do that with most guns. I would swap out for a flat face trigger because I don't like curved triggers at all. The safety feels like it's wearing in and it was a little stiff at first. I'd probably do a stipple job because I like it, like, sticky.
I agree. I think that
It's
thing's a little too smooth, yeah.
Flat face trigger, stipple job, I think it's well worth the money. I'm actually impressed. I was expecting this thing to be a Jam-O-Matic.
I was too. That is all we got for you guys today. I'm going to keep running the hell out of this thing, so be looking for it in short videos, stuff like that. I'm going to run it until it dies.
Okay,
so
Mia,
I'll let
have
you
a
guys
good
know how it
night.
performs over time. That's all we got for you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Oh, chat. That was beautiful. Hello, Kinryu. No, no cold shower, Corbett. No, I have different plans in mind. But those plans are for off-stream.